host, A-Love. We are talking sports, and I'm here with our resident sports expert. We're talking A-Rod. We're going to give you guys a few minutes to get in, grab your lunch. We're going to show you a little bit of our lunch just to make some time. But I also want to talk to you about making sure you use the playlist. We do different shows, and oftentimes when we upload, you have to make sure that you click the bell, because the bell will tell you which show is posting at what time, as opposed to you just kind of checking the site all the time or just going by what notices you don't get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So please utilize the playlist. That'll help because a lot of people get confused. And then also, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. We do read the comments. We do post some of them if they're not too long. And subscriptions always help because, it lets us know what you like and what you don't like. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to talk about something really quick before we get started, since we're giving people time to get in here, but
Okay, so
what are you
first
drinking? See, first of all, he's always drinking
we
something.
got a new mic.
Oh, we're the bomb.
Throw that out there. Yeah, just want to let y'all know. We upgrading out here. Okay. We taking this serious. Okay. Second of all, okay. Gatorade, I typically like what you do. This ain't the move.
That's not
Put it out
it.
there.
That is not happening.
This ain't a taste video, but I tasted this. This is not the move.
What's in it? Was it like a?
It's a
first of all,
protein shake. Okay, so
Gatorade
it's a
doesn't
Gatorade
do
super shake.
Okay.
I don't know if they got regular shake, mild shake. This is super shake. This is super nasty. So I don't know what protein shake with nutrients means, but go ahead, skip on this. My snack for today,
We went snacks today instead of cookies.
I got me some ghost pepper chips. So for those who don't know, ghost pepper is one of the hottest peppers that they have available
Sounds terrible.
that you can eat without a warning label. Some of them do have warning labels. Once it gets certain hot, you have to have a warning.
That sounds scary, terrible.
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm actually doing this is like toasted bread and crackers.
It's a Lunchable.
It's not a lunch. It's a Hillshire.
It's an
I don't want to take
expensive,
away from the person.
inexpensive Lunchable. That's a
I'm
Lunchable.
doing you all know I'm going to do some kind of caffeine. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, but I want it to be healthy, so.
That don't offset the
It
6 donuts you about to
offsets
eat.
The 6
That
donuts.
that's not how that works at all. It will never work like that.
So, thank you for joining us. Hope you have a little snack or something, because we're going to get into it. We're talking NBA playoffs. The disappointments, the happiness, the joys, the ups and downs. And we're going to start with the Suns. Why are we starting with them? Because they're done.
Yeah, they did it a long time ago. They swept the Nuggets. The
Yep.
Nuggets didn't have much of a chance. I don't know why they even showed up. They should have just stayed home in Denver
Okay, no.
and let Phoenix just walk their way to the Western Conference Finals. But the main thing is Chris Paul has COVID.
Oh, that's right. Chris Paul.
And so he has to do 2-week protocol,
Yeah.
which means he may potentially miss some of the games in the series. Definitely game 1 and 2 for sure. Depending on how long it takes for everything to go through. But for the most part, he's probably going to miss 1 and 2, which kind of sucks.
No, but the Suns need him.
No, they
I'm
need him. Yeah,
sorry.
they're going to get I don't think they have much of a chance without him. But that sucks, so that's a ding. But when you think about the playoffs, a lot of people have been getting injured.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving's ankle doesn't work
Injury
anymore. James Harden's injured. Joe Harris is playing like he's injured. For some reason, now what I do want to talk about is Atlanta. Okay, I don't know what happened this year, but they figured we just gonna win. I don't care how we do it, but we're gonna make sure we start losing first. And so the last 2 games, the 76ers were up 18 and 26 and lost both of them. I don't know how you do that.
We literally made fun of the Hawks. We were like, oh, we're not watching this series, and the Hawks are wasting our time. And
They just
we were all
decided.
about the 76ers, and little did we know.
And now everybody looking dumb because only people in Atlanta picked Atlanta.
Right.
And now I think their biggest problem is Ben Simmons. He can't shoot. But he's not like Giannis where he tries to score, he just runs around and does nothing. Misses free throws too. He almost the same height to be honest, but he just runs around in the trash. I don't like the dude. I'm never gonna like the dude unless he plays like he actually cares about basketball.
You don't like somebody every game.
I always hate
Every episode you don't like somebody.
I hate somebody from every team. I hate them all equally too. So
why do you think, and really think about this, what are the Hawks doing differently than we thought they were going to do? Because I really was all about the 76ers. I was not
it's not so
about
much.
them.
It's the fact that they can shoot, but it's more the fact that like I feel like Philly steps away from what they did to start winning the game in the first place.
Okay.
And what happened, Doc Rivers coached the Clippers last year, and they were up 3-1, and they lost a bunch of games where they had a bunch of leads,
Right.
which is a problem in itself. And people are starting to think maybe it's him. I think to a degree it has to be somewhat his fault, but I think some of the players, again, if Ben Simmons doesn't shoot 4 for 14 from the free throw line, they don't have that problem.
Yeah.
If you can't make free throws, that's
always okay.
That's free defensive possessions for that's free possessions for the other team because you're not making anything. So that's 5 possessions if you do 2 free throws each.
Yeah.
That's 5 possessions that they had where they didn't score at all.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
and Joel Embiid shot 1 for 10 in the fourth quarter, which is terrible. And you can't miss 9 shots and give up 5 possessions on free throws because now that's 14 possessions, and they pretty much scored on every single thing after that. I mean, it was to the point where people were like, "Geez, they're really about to lose this game."
Yeah, it was.
And
crazy.
when I was watching it, I was like, "There's no way Philly's gonna let them do this at home."
At home. That's
26.
the worst part.
I mean, in Atlanta, it's bad because they were still up 18, but it's like at least you can say they're at home. But
right.
at this point, you just suck. That's really what it is. You just suck. And Seth Curry, not even Steph, not the good one. The backup.
Okay, wait a minute. We do not confirm nor agree with the opinions. Why are you just saying not the good one?
Seth.
That's so mean.
The backup brother had 36.
That is awful.
And that's the best you're probably ever going to get out of him. He had 36 points. He shot 7 for 12 from the 3. Did his little celebration on Seth. Had his little headband. Talking crazy,
This is
flexing.
so messed up.
And
Just for the
lost.
record, I like Seth
I don't
and
care.
Steph.
Either way. It doesn't help Tobias Harris shot 4 for 15 or something like that from the field, and he had like 8 points in 38 minutes. That's trash. So you pretty much had a bunch of people running around throwing the ball up, and everybody's missing. And Atlanta just capitalized on those possessions. That's pretty much it.
So it was more of what the 76ers were not doing
Yeah.
versus what the Hawks
If
were
they
actually
made like 3 more shots,
Right.
they would have won the game by like 4. But they missed everything. Started turning the ball over, and it just got to a point. It was like, wow, you don't want to win this game. So at this point, I can't even pick Philly to win this.
I feel like, I wanted Philly to win. I really did.
People expected Philly to win.
And the expectation was there for them to
But
win.
at some point, like the way
But-
the game's going, it's like you can't trust them with a lead. How do you not trust somebody with almost a 30-point lead?
Exactly.
So if they're up 5 or 10, I'm definitely not trusting them. Like,
Right.
you already jacked it up twice. So
Do you think, well, see, what are they?
The 3-2 Atlanta.
Okay,
won it.
so do you think that they can, what do you think they can do differently, meaning the 76ers?
At
to
some
be
point,
able-
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because at some point, you just have to make shots. Like, that's the game. And one thing they can do is put Ben Simmons on the free throw line. If the game's close, just waste their possessions by making him go to the free throw line. Because he's not hitting them at all. They do the same thing to Giannis. Giannis started hitting him a little better yesterday. But
He was
still-
getting better yesterday.
But it's kind of like, that hurts the team because even his teammates are like, kind of like, damn, he might not make any of these. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about having rosters is like, you got a lot of players. Some coaches will put in players that don't really play just to foul the person that can't shoot free throws so their team can get possessions back.
Exactly.
And then if he misses both, they sub him out and they put in somebody who's scoring offense. And so it's not even that. It's the fact that Ben Simmons isn't trying to score at all. So they're
What
just.
do you think that's all about? Because I did notice, not that he isn't trying. He just
No, he's not
like
trying.
he's
He
not
can't
there.
take 4
like,
shots. and
Yeah,
be
like
trying to-
he's not there for some reason. His head's not in the game.
He just runs around now, and he just looks to pass the ball, and he does like well passing it. But if you don't pose a threat with the ball in your hand at all, it makes you too easy to guard. Because now everybody's just double teaming everybody else, and they're making you score. Like, well, you don't even want to score, so
Right.
we're gonna make you do it. And he's out there doing nothing. And I think part of it is because he can't really shoot, but he's scared to go to the free throw line because he doesn't trust himself to make the free throws. So he's like, I'd rather have the ball in somebody else's hands, which makes sense, but it hurts the team at the same time. So
Definitely hurts.
I think Philly loses tonight, honestly.
You think today's the day they're gonna? You don't even think they'll get one more
I don't
game
think they
in?
win another game. I think you're too demoralized after 2 back-to-back losses where you were
From the
up
Hawks.
18,
Yeah.
and then you got a 26-point lead, so you got a better one and lost both of them. They gave up 40 points in the fourth quarter. No.
Let's repeat that.
40. 40 points in the fourth quarter.
Not 20.
The average
Double
NBA
that.
quarter is about 22 to 25 points. You gave up 40. You suck.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you're in the playoffs, so you don't suck.
But I'm saying, like, even for playoff basketball, that's even worse for playoff
It's worse for playoffs.
Because
I
you're
think
supposed to game plan.
everybody should step it up in the playoffs. You should be playing your best games. We should be watching games being super close. And overall, for these playoffs, that is not the case.
Yeah, a lot of them have been lopsided games.
A lot of them have been lopsided games, if
just
not
to the
almost
point
all
where
of
it's
them.
like, dang, this is sad. Like,
Yes, to the point of it just being sad that these games are so lopsided. I mean, we
but it
wanted
also makes
to
it
be,
interesting because, like, a lot of the lopsided games are from the teams you didn't expect to win.
still doesn't help though. I still feel like, I don't know, I have a level of like competitiveness. I want to see the intensity of the games. Where you're going point for point type of thing. And it
Well,
just
injuries
wasn't happening
doesn't help.
this series of, for whatever reason. As a, watcher, it just doesn't help that they're winning by so much on a consistent basis. And it's consistent throughout all of these teams. Consistently that the playoffs as a whole, they have not had these really good, like,
And now I actually have to watch the Hawks.
Yeah, now we have to watch the Hawks, which
I never do that.
I was only
now I have to
sporadically
this
looking
point.
at the highlights.
I got to see if they finish this off because then they're going to kill Philly.
Because it was one of those things you just watched in the fourth quarter just because, you're like not expecting much.
Well, when I seen they were down 20-something,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's probably over. And then I look back, I'm like, they're winning. And everybody, they started booing them at the end of the game.
It was
Deservedly, they're like, boo. Like, I don't blame them. They're like, people are in the crowd like, how did you mess that up?
I went away to watch American Greed, came back in the fourth quarter, saw a whole new Hawks. I was like,
Yeah, I don't know.
So speaking of, being up, we have to go to LA. We have to. The Clippers.
I don't know what they went on.
First of all, the Clippers and the Jazz. Okay, so they're 3-2. And now Kawhi's injured.
Kawhi's injured,
Like,
out
what?
indefinitely, so I don't know. They pulled it out without him, but I don't think they can do a full game without Kawhi Leonard.
him.
Like, he's not Reggie Jackson. He's not somebody that you can replace. This is Hall of Fame, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Getting replaced by God knows who. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like if LeBron gets injured from the Lakers, like, or if Giannis got injured, like, there's certain people, if Durant gets injured, you can't replace that. So,
But who can step it up besides Kawhi?
I don't think anybody.
Who can replace those points that are going to be missing?
It's not the points, it's the defense. That's what I'm
Even
concerned.
the D and the points.
And the rebounding, everything.
It just,
You got
who can
just
replace
everything.
a full-on
Everything.
overall player?
You can't. You just
On the
can't.
Clippers.
Everything, whoever comes in behind him is going to be worse at everything. Except for maybe nothing.
You
I
haven't
take
even
it
a
back.
maybe?
No.
Like a possibly it could
I don't
be?
even, the Clippers don't have a good bench.
They do not. That's
So,
one thing that's probably their deficit.
You come
They don't
in
have a
and
good-
who
one
are you
of their
bringing
deficits
into the
is not
game
good.
for? It don't matter what name you say, they're going to be trash compared to him, compared to Kawhi. So they really don't have much of a chance, I don't think. I think Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, and them is going to be too much for just Paul
Keep going
George.
further back.
I don't know. I think it's just going to be too much for Paul George to win by himself. Unless he gets like an amazing performance from like Reggie Jackson or Rondo or Zubac. Which,
See, I like Rondo, but I don't.
he's not.
Yeah, he's not
replacing Kawhi.
I don't think he's gonna replace.
So-
If you can, Rondo, please
Go ahead, show me something.
show us something. Step it way. I mean, you're okay, but step it way up, and then help
As
us.
of right now, we need a sub and a strong one. And
We need a strong
It's
sub.
not looking good right now.
It's not. It's not looking.
But the Clippers did manage to win 3 straight.
Well, I
I don't
was
know
gonna say,
why
so-
they have to go down 2 first in order to start winning.
It was motivation.
No.
Okay. Nothing.
Because if the Jazz won one more of them games, we'd be looking at this differently. But I don't know. Kawhi, they definitely said he's out for Game 6. He's probably out for Game 7. He has a knee injury. Those tend to be anything from the lower body is like the worst thing to get injured in basketball.
Right.
Because you can't do anything without your lower half of your body. So, yeah.
But I mean, they said indefinitely, so it's a possibility that he might.
That typically means a long time.
I know.
That
but
typically means we don't know.
I
when
have
he's
hope,
back.
so.
Yeah, go ahead, hope. But yeah, I don't think they can win without him.
I mean, it's this
Even
playoff
if they do,
season.
like
it's
even if they
just-
do win the series,
Mhm.
like
Can they make it past?
can they make it past
Bucks
that
or the
without?
or the Nets?
Well, no, they'd have to play Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix first, but
But I don't know. I feel like it'd be too much pressure on Paul George because I see the offense give the ball to Paul and
Mhm.
hope he does everything. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. Give him the ball and hope to God he can do everything. And he is not Kevin Durant, so his offensive capability is not as
KD.
consistent as his.
Yeah.
I don't see him dropping 50 and they win this game and Paul George got a triple double. No, I see cool 25, maybe 30, and then they're gonna take a L.
speaking of KD, I have to look way scoot up. Got my neck twisted. Okay, so so the Nets 3-3 against the Bucks. Now we were talking about this earlier, so I have to bring this up because I got a lot of people like, oh, right before the game, the Nets, that's it, your team's over, it's no Bucks, and I was going for the Bucks, and I got no calls today.
Yeah, nobody
Nobody said
called.
anything.
Not a single soul called.
Not a single soul with all that talking about
Everybody's talking
KD and
crazy, blah 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 blah. To get blown up. Some reason people's phones don't work anymore. I don't know.
all of a sudden phone now.
Coincidental. I don't know. But I think KD has to do too much.
Yes.
I just think he does.
Mhm.
And the problem about it is this.
time.
What Milwaukee's doing is making him take contested jumpers, which he's efficient at them.
Yeah.
But the problem is you don't slow the game down at all.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is when you miss jump shots, they tend to lead to fast breaks. And so we won 27-4 on fast break points, which is a 23-point difference. You know what I'm saying? Of
Right.
easy points. Fast break points are typically the easiest points you're going to get. They're
Right.
the least contested. Giannis is getting layups,
Right.
going full speed at the basket with Joe Harris standing back there. And so, like, when you have that and you take, maybe 10 free throws, 12 free throws in a
Right.
game, but the other team has 25 to 30, it's going to be hard to win that game. It really, really is. And what I was thinking was, like, he played all 48 minutes. Yeah, they won that game 5, but he's going to have to do that every single time.
That's the thing.
Because they don't really have James Harden. He's physically out there, but he's not really James Harden. He's not even 80%. He's more like
You know how I
70%.
feel about him. I feel like in the crunch, he's
Something
not
always happens.
mentally strong enough. I'm sorry. And no disrespect to James.
No
but-
disrespect.
no disrespect on my part to James, but it seems like mentally, when these games get to the intensity levels or to the levels where you really need to step up mentally, he just is not able to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he keeps showing it time and time again. I apologize.
I don't know. I look at it and people they like his regular season stats and that's cool and all and I appreciate it. But I'm like, he has the same type of thing as Giannis. When people say Giannis doesn't do it in the playoffs, I'm like, well, what accolades does James Harden have? Like, he hasn't made it to the finals either. And if anything, he's had better teams than Giannis and still hasn't done it. So I don't know. The way he plays, I don't like it. He takes a lot of bad shots, and now he's shooting step back threes over 7-foot Giannis.
Yeah.
Good luck. Like, yeah, I mean, if you make it, sure. Even like Durant,
Right.
when he tried to shoot like clean over him, like he missed pretty bad, and he airballed a couple shots, like trying to do that too. Maybe pull up because Giannis's feet aren't set.
Yeah.
But just James Harden doing straight up, like, nah. If you don't, and they did a good job.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, one thing I really want to point out is they put Giannis at the center.
Yes.
And so what that allows is that they can switch everything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to keep Brook Lopez in the paint because Brook can't guard Durant on the perimeter at all.
He cannot.
You know what I'm saying? Brook can't guard James Harden, even injured James Harden. He can't stop really anybody. Not at the perimeter, because that's not at the rim. He's fine, but at the perimeter, not so much. But like Giannis can just step up and be like, you know what? I'll just take this.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did a lot of screens and stuff for Joe Harris and try to get Shannon open, try to get Durant up and then and we just switched everything. And we're like, okay, now what do you do?
Yeah.
Everybody can guard everybody. You're playing small. We're small with you. So you know what I'm saying. So we just have a whole lot of people that can guard everybody, but you only really have one person putting the ball in the hoop. At the very least, we got two. Middleton played amazing. 38 points, 11 for 16. You took 16 shots to get 38 points. That's pretty good. He shot 11 for 12 from the free throw line. I'm pretty sure he had almost more free throws than the entire Nets team.
I just feel like James should be helping.
He can't.
I mean, I get it. He's injured, right?
It's his hamstring. What do you expect him to do?
I get it.
You can't defend. You can't run. Like, I don't think it's him. I think they put a lot of pressure on Joe Harris, and he's been playing terrible almost every single game. Literally, he went from shooting 1 for 10 to shooting 1 for 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's better technically.
It is better,
but it's trash at the same time because you're 2 for 14. Joe Harris hasn't showed up. Shamus hasn't showed up. Claxton, the little backup center's trash. Blake Griffin's doing all right, but he's underperforming.
Okay, can we talk about the underperformance of Blake Griffin? No disrespect.
Just
but
out there.
He's just out. I mean, every now and then he'll do something, thanks, but it's more like it's not enough. It's not an impressive amount for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just he's doing stuff, and that's nice, thank you, but not enough for these games in the playoff against the Bucks like they play. I just don't feel like he's doing enough.
Well, here's my
like
thing.
He's out there, but he's also out there in a negative way.
My thing is this. One thing that they did, one thing I always look at, is what Blake Griffin's traditional role is. Okay. When he played basketball his entire career, up until Brooklyn, he was not the defender.
No.
And he's not a rim protector.
No.
And you're asking a non-rim protector to protect the rim against the best person attacking the rim. Like, that just doesn't make any... That's like asking Brook Lopez to guard Kevin Durant on the perimeter. It's not going to work. That's not his role. And so what Brooklyn has done is they've taken him out of his role.
Yes.
But the problem is your only rim protector is DeAndre Jordan, but he provides nothing offensively. So you get stuck in a no man's land because
I see what you're saying.
The way Brook plays the pick and roll, you can't throw the roll because he's just gonna stand there and guard it and make you shoot the mid.
Right.
So DeAndre essentially becomes useless because he can't guard anything.
I wouldn't say useless.
But here's the thing: like he didn't affect anything defensively either against Giannis.
Yeah.
So at least Blake can give you somewhat of a 3-point shot, somewhat of mid, something. DeAndre just gonna be out there running around. Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So you're stuck with the lineup that you have, and you can't stop what the Bucks are best at. Just going to the basket. Mm-hmm. Like, they literally get there whenever they want. And I have yet to see a team win a series where they're giving up majority layups. That's just hard.
That's hard. You need to hit those 3-pointers.
The Bucks are shooting almost 70% inside the circle. Mm-hmm. That's way too high.
Well, way too high in a good way, but they don't know how to counter it, really. I think they're having trouble with that. And I agree with you when you say that Blake is kind of out of his
role.
His role. as it were. But he's got to do something. Get fit in. Find a way. Ask for some advice. I don't care. Get some new shoes with some friction. But I mean, you've got to do it. You know what I'm saying? These are the games, the times that separate the I hate to use this term, but men from the boys that can step it up. And I never feel like James does it. And I feel like Blake can do it in some cases, but he's just not doing it at this. I mean, he's doing it a little bit, but not enough.
Well, okay, so
I think it's hurting him in the end.
But my thing is, like, how do you have somebody make that type of adjustment 10 years into their career?
But I feel like the coach wouldn't put him there if he didn't think he was capable.
Well, the coach has to put him there because he's the only option that they have.
But with the confidence that he should be capable. He should be capable of making somewhat of an adjustment there. I feel like this is hard. I feel like.
But where are you, like, how do you have him adjust to guarding somebody that he's a type of player who's never had to guard for 35 minutes like that? Can't. Then you put little Jeff Green on there, and now he getting dunked on. So you got to take him out.
Well, then what's the alternative?
They don't really have one. That was the biggest problem that they had going into the series. They had nobody to stop the paint. That was literally Milwaukee's game plan. And they finally did it, which is the reason I named this video. They finally did the game plan. Let's go to the paint. Giannis didn't shoot any threes this time. Thank God.
I still feel like Blake is capable.
No.
I just don't think he's comfortable, but I think he's capable, just not comfortable. There's a difference between the two.
He's outmatched in so many parts of that category. I don't think it makes sense.
You don't even think he's capable?
No. Not regarding Giannis, no.
Okay.
I don't think any
I don't know if I agree with that.
If you look at that matchup, nobody picked him. There's a reason, because if they thought he was capable or he could stop him, they'd be like, "Oh, put Giannis on Blake. That's the best matchup."
Right.
They think Giannis is capable of doing a decent job on Durant. That's different. Blake don't have no chance. He doesn't. He really doesn't. If Giannis takes his time and goes, he's averaging 30 a game, doing all layups, shooting 70% from the. You can't tell me that's good defense. No, he's cooking you. He's killing you.
But that's his strength too. You gotta think about that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Giannis' strength.
So Giannis' strength is going to the basket. Blake's weakness is protecting the rim.
Bad combo.
Bad combo. So I think the Bucks win.
So you think that? Okay, so you think overall the Bucks are gonna take that?
The only one I'm not sure about, I think the Bucks win. I think the Hawks win tonight. I do not know about the Clippers and the Jazz.
You know I'm going for the
Because
Clippers,
here's the thing, like they only need to win one game, and I think you can get a good performance out of one of those role players to win a game.
Yeah.
But
I'm not even sure about that, to be honest. But
that's the thing.
Give
It's
the
who they're missing.
Yeah.
It's Kawhi. That's their best. Like you're missing your best player.
Best overall player.
Like I think they would have had a better chance if Paul George was out.
Yes. I mean, not to say that we don't need him either, but just.
I mean, yeah, but like if
out
you
of
had
all the people,
pick the
it had
two,
to be
you know,
Kawhi,
the lesser of the two evils,
Yeah.
you would pick Paul George if you had to pick.
Yeah.
And just having Kawhi out is kind of like, dang.
It was so disappointing because when they said the word indefinitely, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Come on. Is
They didn't
this
say
really
questionable.
happening? Yeah, they didn't say possibly.
They didn't say
You know, it's on the
possibly.
list of injuries.
They didn't say we're gonna check before the game. They said nah, he good. He gonna sit down today.
How many injuries have we had in this playoff series?
Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, LeBron was injured for a little bit. Jamal Murray's gone. Kyrie Irving, James Harden. I think that's it. I think that's all the injuries.
I'm pretty sure that is. I would have to check my list.
Yeah, I think that's all that.
Yeah.
But still, that's a lot.
That's enough. Yeah.
Chris Paul got injured in Series 1. Went to Series 2, then got COVID. Like, damn.
But he won, though. But he did win.
But your luck.
So.
I mean, not that COVID's funny, but
It's not. It's not.
It's his
It's
luck.
serious.
It's just every year something happened to that man. And now it's like, dang, you hurt your shoulder, then that healed, then you got COVID. Like, jeez.
It sounds really like
That's crazy.
rabbit's foot. Get some voodoo sticks, something
no.
to get your
His
luck
luck
up.
is not it.
Get your luck. But But I think it happened at a good time. At least he's down for 2 weeks. But he already won this.
What's a good thing? At least he won the series.
The timing with which he won is fine.
Then again,
the timing with which he got sick is
they
better.
need him.
They need him. I don't feel like
Devin Booker by himself.
they're not gonna go any further without Chris Paul being healthy. But it's only 2 weeks, right? And I feel like
it depends on. I don't know when it started though. That's one thing I don't know when the 2 weeks started.
Okay.
So in his best interest, he wants LA to lose because he gets more time to where he doesn't have to play. So he wants them to get whooped on, and hopes Utah just serves him so he can get that extra time. So that's where he's at. But yeah, pretty much.
What I'm hoping.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Utah wins.
You're gonna think Utah.
Yeah, just because Kawhi's out indefinitely, I don't think they'll have enough to do it. I think they can win the game, but I'm picking Utah. I'm picking Atlanta to win.
I'm definitely going Clippers, Atlanta.
I don't trust Philly at all.
They have not. We were all we're two-facing because we were all about the 76ers and Hawks.
I was, and then I seen them play, and I was like,
and we seen that actual games because we were kind of like only watching the end.
Yeah, you have to make your best decision, and they not the best one.
We watched the whole game, and then it changed up. No.
Man.
Do you think the 76ers won't come back though? Like where are they at? It's 3, so they can win the next game and tie it up.
No. They can. Technically, they can.
Yeah, I'd say technically.
I don't think they will. I just don't trust it.
Don't trust it.
Because they're going back to Atlanta.
They'll be home.
Atlanta's going to be at home.
Yeah, it always helps when you're home, pretty much. But
So, you already blew a 26-point lead. You blew an 18-point lead in Atlanta. Went back home. Went up 26. Lost that game.
Yeah.
Now you're going back to Atlanta after you just jacked up 2 games? Yeah, I'm picking Atlanta.
So we're going back to based on what's happening now, the overall going straight last 2 teams that are going to play against each other, based on what's happening now, who would you say?
I would have to say Bucks and Jazz, just because we're not sure about Chris Paul.
Oh, I would say the Suns. Bucks and Suns.
Well, I just said just because I'm not sure about Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Because I think Utah, depending on how many games he's missing, they can get enough games to where they can, like, if they can get 2 games, because they'll probably win every game Chris Paul isn't out.
Yeah.
If he comes back for game 3, even if he does good for 2-3 games,
Right.
you still got to catch up. You kind of understand. And, like, I feel like at that point when you're up, you have an advantage because you have more leeway.
Yeah.
But if Chris Paul's fully healthy, or like he's ready to play before that series starts, or if he comes back like game 2,
Yeah.
I'm picking Phoenix.
I don't think he'll be sick that long.
It depends on when it started again.
Yeah, it depends
and
on when
it depends
it started.
on how long
I
this
feel like-
series go. So,
I feel like he'll be ready. He'll be ready when it's time for them to play.
but yeah, as of
Especially
right
if the
now,
Clippers don't win,
because
they should.
I have to say Utah, and I'm definitely picking Milwaukee. If Atlanta wins, I don't think there'll be enough to beat Milwaukee.
Oh, I've said that and I continue to say that.
I feel like we have too much defense for them.
I just don't think Atlanta. I think for some reason they got a lucky rabbit's foot or something and they just rub it on it every game. But I feel like by the time they get to the real games that they're not going to be.
And I think even if Philly manages to win, I don't know if offensively they can do enough. I think they match up well with us defensively. They got a lot of size.
Mm-hmm.
They're bigger than us, actually.
Defensively speaking.
Yeah, because Ben Simmons at the 1's already bigger than every player, but
Yeah.
it's their lack of offense. Like, you almost don't have to guard Ben Simmons at all. That sounds terrible,
That
right?
sounds terrible.
You're a National Basketball Association player, and I'm talking about not guarding you. And it's even worse because we have the second best defense in the paint. So even what he's good at, we're good at.
Yeah.
Stop it. So we're pretty much going to make Ben. My game plan would be make Ben play by himself.
Mm.
Cut off all the passing, switch everything, and just make him shoot the ball. And if you can win 4 games like that,
Right.
you deserve it. So that's where I'm at.
Me too. I mean, like I said, I would go with the Suns because I really do think he's going to be, meaning Chris Paul, will be okay by then. I think that the Bucks are going to pull it off. I think that they're surprisingly so. Like I said, my phone didn't ring at all today because it was ringing off the hook yesterday about how horrible they get free throws and blah blah. But none of that today. So I do think they're going to pull it off, and I'm really excited actually to see about the Clippers because I feel like out of all the times for Kawhi.
Let's see where.
Yeah.
Game 6. The Clippers.
Yeah, they're 3-2. So.
Oh, the Clippers are back home.
They're back home, which helps, but not with still. No, not quite.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
glad
even
they're
then,
home.
you got to win Game 7 in Utah.
And you have to win Game 7.
Yeah, no, that's not looking good. Yeah.
That's not.
Even if they win today, I have
Let's
to.
say they pulled it off. You've got to go all the way back to Utah.
Because I feel like Paul George is going to have to play 40-plus minutes, just like Durant.
Right.
Overplay.
Right.
He might pull this out and then go back to Utah
Right.
and play.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So that's it. We've got our updates. We have got our NBA. Anything you want to add before we?
These are really high. I'm not even going to lie.
Let me taste one. Let me see. I've
It
never
says-
tried these before, by the way.
The hottest it can go.
Haunted ghost pepper.
Yeah, so ghost pepper, like they do put ghost pepper in the competition.
This is my first time.
You're going to be straight until you swallow it. It's going to smack you all in your tongue. Oh. Woo! Gatorade, it has milk in it. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so as you said.
Oh my god, and I love hot stuff.
That's not a joke.
I'm not kidding. It's my first. I'm ever try. Oh,
Drink that.
terrible.
Drink that. Drink it.
This is even worse. I'm not kidding. My tongue is sizzling.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm pretty good with hot stuff.
Sorry.
So it's hot. It's not super hot for me. Like I can keep eating these, but as you can see, some people can't.
But you don't understand. I eat a lot of hot stuff, so for me to be having a little attack over here, those are really. I didn't think they were gonna be that. I'm glad
It's the
I
hottest
had
one.
a small
I
one.
told you, ghost pepper is like really hot.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. So thank you for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yep. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, oh my god, seriously.
Yep. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Tune into the next video. I'm gonna cut this off so you won't see her die anymore on camera.